Okay, to start with, what is this about? It's about quadratics. And you need to know a whole bunch of different things. One of the biggest things, most important things, is about the vertex. If I give you a graph and I only tell you this, it's got x-intercepts of -1 and 7. I don't have to tell you any more, and you can tell me the axis of symmetry. And I know some of you are like, but negative b over 2a. Yeah, but you should be able to just look at this graph and know the axis of symmetry. So take a second. Would you agree these are 8 units apart? Now some people then go, oh, so it's half of that, so the axis of symmetry is at 4. No, it's 4 between here and here. So then what is the axis of symmetry?
3.
Must be 3. Processing that, do you get how this goes? If that's 4 apart, and that's 4 apart. So x equals 3. Now, if I told you that there was no stretch factor, if it was just an equation for this parabola looked like this, y equals, well then, you'd be able to tell me from just those x-intercepts. They were, again, -1 right here, and this one's at 7. You should be able to write the equation for it right there. I know some of you are going to forget something. Brody, what do you say? X plus 1, x minus 7. Perfect. Use the opposites of these, you know. 7, use -7, so that 7 makes it 0. Okay, good. Do you want to add anything to your equation, or are you done?
I'm done.
It's upside down. Do you want to add anything to your equation?
Yeah.
Now that I said that? Yes, you need a negative. All right.
It's a low battery.
Yeah, you guys can see that too, huh? All right. All right, so what else would you have to be able to do with a quadratic? Well, what if I gave you this quadratic? Could you make it be general form? Because that's vertex form. And yeah, I know the vertex. It's -1, -3. Yeah, I know the the axis of symmetry, x equals -1. Or x equals -1. Those are all too easy. What's the hard part here? Multiplying it all the way out. Go ahead and do that. And I'll pause for a second while you try that one. Okay, let's see if you know how to do this. I personally think you should have started with x plus 1 and x plus 1. And then the negative, and then the -3 at the end. So I'm doing this first. X squared plus 1x plus 1x is 2x. And 1 times 1 is 1. I've made that 2 more than once by accident. Now I've got this negative in the front, and then I end with -3. Guys, don't talk about it now. Focus. Okay, -x squared minus 2x minus 1, and then I put the -3 with it. Final answer, -x squared minus 2x minus 4. Raise your hand if you had that one right. Cool. Now, they ask you sometimes, what are these good for? What's that good for? The vertex. It's easy. What's this good for? Well, it's got A, B, and C, and it's got the y-intercept. If you want to know A, B, and C, get that's handy for doing a quadratic formula, for doing -b over 2a, but it does have A, B, and C in it. But the main one that they reference is that it has the y-intercept right there. And then, of course, factored form has the factors in it, which are the x-intercepts. All right. So here's another one that came up on last night's homework. It was something like this. Do not multiply this all the way out. You should be able to figure out by just thinking about where the x-intercepts are. You should be able to tell me the axis of symmetry, and then you should be able to tell me, once you know the axis of symmetry, maybe just kind of like sketch it a little bit or something. I know the axis of symmetry already. Then I can figure out the vertex from that. Everybody figure out what the vertex of this thing would be. Hint, start with the axis of symmetry, because then you'll have the x of the vertex. Pause for a second, let me try that. Okay, the key was knowing that at -4 and -6, you have x-intercepts. And this is an upside down parabola, so then it generally looks like that. You guys get that? Then the line that goes right down the middle of them would have to be at x equals -5. By sketching it, I kept from making the mistake of thinking it was x equals regular 5. It's x equals -5. Then I know this, because this is that. But then the rest of the vertex, you stick -5 in it, and it's like you're making an XY chart. That's your best friend in graphing. If you have to graph something on the test and you don't use the XY chart, that's really dumb. Because you want to find a whole bunch of points on the XY chart and then just graph them. You don't want to just try to find 2 points. Oh, I know the x-intercepts. You got to find a bunch of points. All right, so let's try one, like -5. If you haven't already, put -5 in, and in a second I'm going to call on somebody to tell me what you got when you put in -5. Mr. Mary, what'd you get? Grand total, final answer.
Grand total final answer?
Yes.
That was, okay. 0.
I think it's not 0. Anybody get something different than 0? What'd you get?
I got +2.
I got +2 also. Anybody else get +2? Okay. So I'm not sure where you made the mistake, but this part is -1. This part is +1. And -1 times +1 makes -1. And then
I
-1.
multiplied the 2 into it.
Okay. Wait till the end. All right. So -2 times the -1 makes +2. So 5 comma 2. And look at that. Doesn't that kind of look like that could be, wait, -5 comma 2. Looks like it could be that to me. Like it's graphed in the right spot for that. Now it makes sense to me. Okay. All right. Now you get a chance to ask me questions. Now, is there anything that you know is coming on the test because you know you had that worksheet? In fact, why don't you take that out? Take out the worksheet that was due today. If anybody lost theirs or just left it at home, I'll give you another copy. Now everybody's taking out their worksheet. Do you have any on there that you want to ask about? Because there was a key. You could look at the key. The key is there right now. You can go look at the key yourself. But is there any on there that you not just want to know the answer for, because you could use the key for that, but something you need me to explain? Yes?
Can you go over, it's on question 5, but it's y equals 4x squared minus 100.
Okay, question 5. Is there like a part of that you want to talk about?
Part B.
All right. So they want you to take this and write it in factored form. And I know it's like there's a 0 at the end and that's freaking you out. All you have to really do, Mr. Mary, is ask this. What do they both have in them that you can factor out to the front?
2.
And,
Oh, 4 as well. Sorry.
and there's an X in both of them.
Yeah.
So you take out the 4X, and now think through what would be left.
X, and then 5x, or 4x, no, 5x.
If I put a 5X there, you'll get...
No, 5, sorry.
Okay, that's all right. I know, a lot of pressure there. But there it is. You factored it. Now, that tells me there's 2. X equals 5 and X equals 0. There's 2 parts to that answer. If you think this just doesn't count, you're not thinking. You need to think about what makes this equation 0, and there's 2 things. All right, I'm going to lose my video if I don't take my thing back, so sorry.
Steven,
Thank you. Yes.
on the test, do you want us to write any coordinate points or that x equals 0?
Excellent question. These are called zeros, but they're not x-intercepts. If they ask for x-intercepts, then I should write them like this. The x-intercept has a y equals 0, so it'd be like that. The x-intercept has a y equal to 0, so it's like that. Wait a minute, there's another 0. Oh yeah, 0, 0 is an x-intercept, and it's the y-intercept. So, fair question, but on the test it will be clear. And if it says coordinates, these are coordinates.
Alright,
Yep. Yes?
So if we had accidentally written x plus on that problem up on the board, x plus 0, but we still got the intercepts right and everything, would we lose points still?
If you said 4x plus 0, that's not wrong. It's just a little strange because you could simplify it to just 4x. So it's not wrong. No, I wouldn't mark that wrong. Okay. Now, there's a whole bunch of questions on here. There was hard ones. There was easy ones. There must be something else you want to ask about. Yes?
For number 3 on the first page.
3 on the first page. Check. Which part? A, B, C, D, E?
For
E is an elephant. Okay. I got that question a ton. So everybody look at number 3. And here's the equation. Y equals -2, parentheses, x minus 3, parentheses, x plus 1. They want the equation in vertex form. Well, you can't just go, boom, I got the vertex form. It's just this. You can't just write that. Nobody can do that. But I can tell you that the vertex goes here and here. Okay, so that's what vertex form kind of looks like. Can you see the board? Okay, good. So now my question is, how am I going to find the vertex? Because as soon as you know the vertex form will be easy. So we talked about this. How do you get the vertex for this? You could multiply it all the way out and then do -b over 2a. But I'm going to sketch this for you. Would you agree that it goes through 3 and -1? See what I'm doing here? Goes through 3, goes through -1. Can you tell me where the dotted line down the middle would be?
1.
Yep. As soon as you know that, that's the axis of symmetry. Then you know the vertex is on that line. We know it looks like this, and we know the vertex has to be at 1 comma something. Do you get what I'm saying? Now I've got part of the vertex. How do I get the other part of the vertex? Stick it back in. So I stick the 1 in here and here. Walk me through it. What's 1 minus the 3? -2 times 2. -4 times the -2. +8. There was 2 negatives, so it's +8. So my vertex was at 1 comma 8. Now I can write myself the equation in vertex form. I know it's 1 comma 8. So I can go put a 1 here and an 8 here. But be careful. -1, +8. You always do the opposite of what you would expect. And this first number was a 1. So I use -1. And then it'd be really easy to think that was the answer, but it's not. Because don't forget, this has a stretch factor of -2, so that goes here. Okay? Okay. Yes?
The answer key appears to have 2 mistakes with that. It doesn't stretch it and.
Okay, hold on. So are you on, would you make sure that you're on the key that is called the new key and it was posted?
Quadratics.
Just, do you see that there's 2 keys posted?
Yep.
Okay, and you've looked at both of them?
I'm looking at the new one.
Just look at both of them, because one of them has been fixed. So there is a mistake on the key that got fixed. And if you think there's still a mistake on the key, you've checked both keys, then tell me about it. Okay, is there any other question that you want to ask? All right, then here's the next part. You have a question?
Yeah, it's on both keys.
Okay.
The vertex form has a different number listed for the.
So on number 3, there's not a -2 here?
There's no -2 and it's -1 instead of, oh wait, no, sorry, wrong problem, whoops.
Okay, all right, cool. I'm glad you figured it out. All right, so are there any others off of the worksheet, the paper worksheet that you have that you think you could use some explanation about? I didn't like number 8, if it makes you feel any better. I didn't like number 8 because it was really hard for me to tell how that thing has been stretched. Where the x-intercepts. The x-intercepts bothered me. So if you were trying to write that from the x-intercepts on number 8, that'd be really hard. Just so you know, on number 8, what you should have done is looked at the vertex. The vertex there was clear. It was at 1 comma -2. And then if you look close, you can see that it goes over 1 and up 1. So it is not stretched. There was a point right where it was supposed to be. So it's not stretched. So then you can go, okay, so the vertex form, x minus the 1 squared minus the 2. It's not flipped over, so I don't need a negative in the front, and it's not stretched. So there's the equation. Once you got the equation, then it's easy to find f of -3. They just want you to put in -3 in the equation. Okay, yes.
On the new key for number 9, I believe there's another mistake.
Okay, would you read me, wait, first on number 9, I'm gonna write it, -2 x plus 2 quantity squared plus 8. All right, so that's the original problem, and what they want you to do is factor it. So I'm gonna multiply it out, and I'll tell you what the right answer actually is, and then you tell me if the key says what I say it is. Watch what I'm doing. X squared plus 4x plus 4. Notice I did that first. Now I'm going to multiply everything by -2, and then last I'm going to add 8. -2x squared minus 8x minus 8, and then the plus 8. The plus 8 and the minus 8 will cancel each other out, and there is your answer. Now, did the key say that was the answer?
No, it says to factor it, but then it factors.
Wait. So that's, oh wait, it's factored form, my bad. That is not the answer. Okay, if they wanted factored form, now I gotta factor it. Would you agree that they both have a 2 in them, and they both have an x in them? And you could factor out a -2x. That leaves behind an x plus an 8. What did they say the answer was on the key?
X minus 4.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, wait. It's not an 8. Sorry. The minus sign could be wrong, but maybe it is -4. Hold on. I did it wrong. I apologize. I'm factoring out the -2. So then if I'm factoring out a negative, this should be plus. And that is a 4. Now, here's how I can tell it's right. This times this makes -2x squared. And this times this, I should have taken the time to check it, is -8x. There. That's what it should be, and I think that's what it is. Okay. So maybe you were making the same mistake that I was in there. Yes.
No, I have it as x plus 4. I was just saying in the key.
Oh, the key says?
Yeah, the key
X
is
minus
negative.
4.
Okay. Let me double check, make sure I'm not screwing this up in my head. Nope, that should be +4. So that's a very good note. Thanks for letting me know. What I do usually is I change the title of the key to say problem. What is this now? Number what?
9.
Number 9. I'll change the key to say number 9 should be -2x, x plus 4. So I'll change that in the title of the key. So whenever there's a mistake in the key, it takes a long time to find the original document, change it, repost it. And so, but if I put it in the title of the key, that should be good enough. All right. And now I want to have some time for just work time. So you have a new worksheet, and I have weird directions for it. I don't want to just choke you with a ton of busy work. Some of you are completely ready for this test, and I know you're going to get A's tomorrow. I'm just going to make you go on record saying, I think I got this, and I think I'm going to get an A. Raise your hand if you think you got this and you think you're going to get an A. Awesome. Okay. Then you guys, everybody, not just those people, but those people, you're probably good enough to just do 3 of the problems for practice. You pick which 3. Now, everybody, that your only requirement is to do 3 problems. But do you get that some of you that didn't raise your hand, you don't feel confident on this test? You should probably do more than 3 problems of it. Do you get I could have assigned the whole thing? But I'm giving you the option to just do 3. But if I were you, I would not pick 3 easy ones. I would pick the 3 that scared me. You want an A on this test? That's really the decision you have to make. Do I want an A on this test? If so, you should try really hard. How do you try really hard? Do the hard problems. Do the ones that scare you. Do those for practice. All right. Is that a headphone? I think it is. Thank you. That's all right. Okay, so bottom line, you now have some work time. During that work time, you're going to do at least 3 of the review problems. But I recommend you do more unless you are locked in. If you know, I got this, I'm getting them all right, cool, just do 3 of them. But do the ones that scare you a little bit, and then check it with the key. And that's all I have for you for the planned review. If you want to come up and ask questions, you can.